waiting for?
No, the 2-pack.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
Oh, man. Listen, welcome to the first Back in the Real Mix. Stoppage Time TV.
2023.
We're back.
2023.
Hope you had a good festive period. Hope you've been locked into FTBL. Hope you caught Cam's streams. Hope you spent time with your families. Hope you're enjoying the Premier League football. Of course, like, share, subscribe, run up the algorithm. Go and tell people that we're live right now. If they're not here right now, you already know what time it is. We're here to talk about ball. We're here to crack jokes, and we're here to entertain you guys. You already know what it is. Love for all of the support in 2022, 2023. We're gonna do this properly, man.
Last year was big. Last year was big though, man. Last year, like we actually met some of our people as well during the Champions League final as well. Like we did a lot of things last year. The whole FTBL move over, people came over with us. So big up everyone who obviously supported with us from day one and with the transfer.
Real talk.
We move.
And of course, we've got
Big
a
things
lot
coming.
of stuff coming. We've got a lot of stuff coming. But let's get into today's show, man. First one back. Energy is high. We know what we need to do. And as is tradition in these quarters, wherever you are in the world, if your team collected 3 points and you got a W, because W's, they're not easy to come by, you know. This is the Premier League. Or you might be in a different league, you know. Not everyone's a Premier League fan. But if you collected a W, hold tight the 3-point collectors. You did it. You did it. It was tough.
First one of 2023, lads. Start the year right.
Start as you mean to go on, baby.
As it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy.
Hold tight the participants wherever you are. I mean, it's a game of two teams. I mean, there's no bias in league football. Honestly, you've got to have some participants. And hold tight the teams that have won one Big Six game in 14 tries.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Trust me.
We used to go to war.
Hey, yo.
We used to build bridges, strong bridges. And now we crumble.
Hey.
But, of course, we've just watched the game. You guys probably just watched the game as well, and you're coming in here. The last game of this sort of round of fixtures before the FA Cup. A few games from Monday to now. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. And as far as results go, it's an L. Form's not been great. But it kind of solidifies a story that Chelsea are not the team that Chelsea were. And there's a lot to discuss from whether that is the transfers that are going on, the attempt at transfers, what's going on at the pitch. But I think where I want to start, because obviously I'm the Chelsea fan, but you guys are here and everything. You made a comment in pre-production, which I think is probably the perfect place to start. And I'll let you intro it, but it was about your views on this current team of what you saw in the level. Do you want to let the audience know?
Bro, it's simple as that. It's black and white. For me, this is the worst Chelsea since the 2000s, in my opinion.
Pre-Abramovich?
Pre-Abramovich. Bro, Hasselbank and them man will crash this team, you know.
You reckon?
Hasselbank, Johnson, Kasai and them, man. They're eating against this team, bro. I'm telling you now.
Grunke and them, man.
Bro, yeah. Them men are eating against this team. I feel like this Chelsea team is just... It's just awful, bro. And maybe this is why Todd Bowley's just coming in trying to move all mad, because I just don't see anything in this team, in this Chelsea team. No fight, not that much quality, no goals, not solid at the back. There's nothing. There's not even entertaining. At least, you know, you get some cute teams that are entertaining, but they ain't really got much. There's nothing going on for this Chelsea team, man. And on top of it, they've got an inexperienced manager, inexperienced owner at the moment. Not going to really speak about ownership too much, but they got an inexperienced manager at this level. So we always said, as you mentioned earlier, you know, like when a manager comes in, you at least want to see a little bit of identity and stuff. I get it. He's got injured, depleted squad at points. However, there's not much that we're seeing here. You know what I mean? And listen, I've had David Moyes at Man United and it never came. And then we got rid of him in 6 months. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen because Bowley's going to have to stick by his decision to get rid of a manager like Tuchel for a Graham Potter. But listen, if I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm absolutely worried with the direction that we're going in at the moment, because let's keep it 100. I think 90% of these signings that Chelsea are making Is Potter really approving them? Is Potter really the one that wants Mudryk? Is Potter really the one that wants Enzo? It doesn't feel like it. It feels very much like we're going to get you something and you just make it work. Do you know what I mean? And straight away, for me, that would be concerning. I look at this Chelsea team and I just see nothing. And yes, again, injuries, but that 11 that ended up on the pitch today, Jesus is Lord. Hutchinson.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even know if they just decided to put the Jamaica flag next to his name or if he's declared. I don't even know if they just said, oh, Mari, oh, you're Jamaican. I don't even know if he is Jamaican. I'm joking.
Hey, you know the thing. Ain't you supposed to be Jamaican?
Yo. Oh, nah, for real though. Like, they put a Jamaica flag next to his name. I don't even know if he's declared. I don't really know what his situation is. But you know what I mean? Hall, big up Carney. I think he's a fantastic young player. I've got big stocks in him. But you look at Carney, Lewis Hall, Gallagher. He's not Chelsea level, unfortunately. Sorry, who was the Omari? There's just a lot of the players out there. I'm not a fan of Koulibaly and stuff. So
Zakaria.
I thought he was all right today, to be fair.
He's done, since he's been in the squad, he's done what?
That 11 that ended the pitch got to be one of the worst 11s I've ever seen put on a Chelsea shirt. And I'm just, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'll be concerned. And you have a lot to answer for, because I feel like you were getting fed up of the Tuchel era. Let's keep it 100. And you were back in the Potter appointment. And you probably thought you're going to see a lot better than what you're seeing. So what is your take on what you're seeing from Potter? Because as I said, I've seen something like this with Moyes, and it's also about the way you speak. It's also about the way you conduct yourself. You said a joke about it, that you saw Pep on the touchdown at 1-0, you didn't see where Potter is. Now, that doesn't have to be always the big thing, you know? But even when you're speaking in the press conferences, when you speak... I'm listening to the way these guys are even talking to him. They're talking to him like, you're not meant to be here. Like, 4 months into the job as Chelsea manager, how does it feel? Like, as if like he won the lottery, you know? And I saw this with Moyes.
You were saying this pre-game as well.
I'll speak to this, and I won't spend too long on ramble, but I remember sitting here a few months ago with you guys, and I was saying that at Brighton, you get the luxury of not winning the game for 3 months, and because you do nice patterns of play, you know, Sky Sports would be like, oh, that was great, or they're trying something. When you step into the light, as we used to say here, it's different. It's about results. It's about delivering. And unfortunately, whether he was good at Brighton or not, this is a very, very different level that he's thrown himself into. And I remember bringing up to you guys saying that when it came to the Spurs appointment, he didn't really put his name in the hat for that. With this, he put himself forward. So which for me, it was that you must really believe you're ready for this level.
Facts.
But what we're seeing is a culmination of loads of things from a structural point of view in the works, and for me, a manager that wants to do things but he's not really going for it. If you're going to do it. Let your yes be yes, let your no be a no. Today was the first, even though there was injuries, it was the first attempt for me that I saw subbing Abba on and subbing Abba off. Okay, you're showing a bit of you have to deliver. Having all of those young players out there, okay, cool. I'm going to have people that want to align with the identity of what I'm trying to do.
Is he going to stick to that?
And this is what I said.
Are we going to see this consistently?
And this is what I said.
You know what I mean?
A few weeks back, I said, is it naivety or is he just not in the clue? For me, I remember I didn't write off the season, but I said, I have to be so real. Are we going to go on a run to get us back in the field? Don't think so. Have we got the team cohesion to do something? Not really. Are we going to leave the season without a trophy? Most likely, because I don't see us beating City. Yeah. So the issue is, okay, if that's where it is, what can you do for the rest of the season to say, you guys, every single one of you are going to realize that I'm going to do, my job's on the line, you guys on the line as well. And those that want to fall in line need to fall in line. The Pep comment I mentioned was just about, I saw us play Forest, right? We got a draw. And instead of being like, I'm so gutted we dropped the thing, it was like, you know what, we've got a point against a good side. Everything is point against a good side. The boys did well. At this level, it's not a youth club. It's not about galvanizing. You have to be cutthroat. For me, the Aubameyang situation is the pinnacle of what's gone wrong with Chelsea. In the space of a year, this guy's gone from being kicked out of Arsenal because he did lack of discipline and, for lack of a better term, he was being a bum. Got kicked out, went to Barcelona, changed life around, come back here, doing exactly what happened at Arsenal. They kicked him out because he didn't represent what the club was and where they wanted to go. That was an example for everyone else that, listen, if you want to be like that, you're out of here too. What's happened to that whole club now? Arteta's managed to impose what he wants his identity to be. We signed that guy. We literally signed that guy. Now he's getting subbed on and subbed off. Yeah. He's not performing against his old team. I'm not making this all about him, But there's signs of things that need to happen at Chelsea that have happened at Arsenal, whereas you need to make examples of people. You need to instill your identity. You need to be bold about what you're doing because, bro, listen, you can get sacked as well. And it's not all on him. From a board level as well, with Bowley, I think there's naivety there as well. I'm seeing 7.5-year contracts. I think you put a tweet out saying that you've only seen 5 and 2. You've only seen 5 and 2. You've not seen that before.
No, bro, I said in FM. Like the game itself, the maximum you can offer is 5 plus 2. So where did they get this extra half from?
And it's like,
I didn't even know that was legal.
I understand the thought process of we want to make the best team for the future, so we want to sign people, lock them down, cool. But coming into football with this mentality, you got to humble yourself, This is a different game. It's not NBA, it's not MLS.
Oh, listen, let's talk.
I will say that, just to touch on you two points though, with the board, with the manager, and what you're saying as well is, I just feel like Potter and Bowley have both made their beds.
Yeah,
Potter
so now
made
you
his
have to
bed.
lie
When
in
you
it.
were saying, I'm a little bit above Tottenham, you chose Chelsea, you got the dream job. Now I'm expecting you to deliver. You got all that praising. Bowley, for me, the only thing I will say is I feel like the situation at the club now, it's almost becoming the easy blight to say, Bowley's random blues. I'll be honest with you. I think you hit the nail on the head in saying this is arguably one of the worst Chelsea teams in the past 20 years. But I think it's been a slow deterioration since maybe 2018. And I think it's been something crumbling. And if you look at the type of signings they've been making since 2018, it's been awful. They haven't competed anywhere near the Premier League in those 5 years. And usually what Chelsea could always rely on was that spine, the character. And I feel like Azpi and Hazard, who was maybe the best player, were like the last two big characters of a real Chelsea-type player. And since then, it's just been these wishy-washy type signs. I feel like Chelsea's life cycle of almost living off fast food success has finally just caught up with them now. And now the thing is, you're almost in the abyss now, and the way you're trying to get out of it is just by throwing money at it, and it's not fixing
sustainable.
The Enzo fumble now that's happened now as well is just more egg on your face on top of this result.
To go to what
I'm saying, Benfica would have seen that and been like,
I said, wait, who is that?
bro, literally.
Put 10 more on that.
Literally.
What? How many games he's played in his career?
Bro.
So you're paying 200 mil for Enzo.
Literally.
But specifically on the on-pitch stuff, before we go into some of these super chats here, for me, new manager bounce and everything has to be a thing. Identity has to be a thing. He's not laid his imprint on this team at all. And for me, it's because, like I said, he's being too nice, he's being too thing, and it's not Brighton anymore, bro. You can't do that. At the end of the day, anyone can get sacked from their job. You get? There's not been identity. And we always say this thing on Stoppage, where it's like your team is a representation of the manager. Potter's very passive, he's very cool, he's very polite and everything. And it's like, okay, the players are like that as well. There's no bite, there's no nothing.
But then, can I ask you a question though?
Go on.
Because I feel like, when we talk about Chelsea, when we talk about Spurs,
Yeah.
when we talk about United, when we talk about Arsenal, when we talk about all these teams, Liverpool, we're very open to say, this person's not good enough. This person's not good. But when you talk about Chelsea, I don't think you talk about the players also. I think you speak about the manager a little bit, whatever's going on. But I'm just going to ask you simple questions about your players. Simple. Let's just do it. I saw DR Sports do it with Abby. It was really good. Just keep or sell, or whatever it was, right? Shout out them. Kepa, keep or sell.
So,
Jorginho, keep or sell.
So,
Thiago Silva, keep or sell.
keep.
Kante, keep or sell.
His legs are gone. So,
Kovacic, keep or sell.
keep.
Aubameyang, keep or sell.
Send him to Azkaban.
Pulisic,
So,
Loftus-Cheek, Chalobah,
Trevor.
yeah.
Keep.
Mendy,
So,
Sterling,
keep. Just got him.
Broja,
Keep.
Mount.
Come back. So,
Zakaria.
these.
Whoa! I don't. You're selling Mason Mount. Go into that, please.
Please,
This is
divulge on
exactly
that.
what I was looking for.
I love it.
Can you tell me why you'll sell Mason Mount?
Do you want me to be real, yeah?
Yeah, tell me why you'll sell Mason Mount.
Chelsea is one of them football clubs, yeah, because of Cobham hype and everything, yeah. We will give exceptional sort of allowance to our own. But I think if he was at any other club, they would have tried to kick into the curb ages ago. And don't get me wrong, there's been times where he's performed and everything, but you're talking about this being like a Chelsea side that is the worst and everything. We're talking about the level of where Chelsea should be. A lot of the players in our whole squad will not be in the club. And that's no offense to Mason Mount. I feel like his application and everything is right. But in terms of that position, there's definitely players that you could go out that would be better for me personally.
So you would sell Mason Mount?
You can't even sell him.
So Mason Mount's contract is coming up at the moment. So you would look if you were Chelsea.
The club is stalling on it.
No, he rejected your offer. Let's not say he
No,
got stolen. He rejected. He's not liking where you man projects
So what,
right
he's trying
now.
to move on?
No,
He's trying to move on?
listen.
Cool.
He's seeing other projects and
Man
saying it might
City.
be looking pretty for me. You know what I'm saying?
Klopp.
All right, cool.
Who
So
else you
you'd
got?
sell Mason Mount. That's a big one because for me, I'll keep Mason Mount at Chelsea. I
else you got?
don't know
That's a
about
club
these guys.
symbol
That's the
right
club
there.
symbol. Anyway,
else you got?
Ziyech,
Okay, yeah, let him just go.
Gallagher,
Gallagher's not off the level.
Reece James,
Reece James is a staple if you can.
Koulibaly.
Game. Game
So you sell him. Aspilicueta,
Aspilicueta's got.
Havertz.
Havertz has got to go with
Wait. Carney, I won't say he's youth.
Yeah.
Cucurella.
after the Cucurella has got to go.
You sell Cucurella. See, look.
Wow.
Fofana.
6 months,
But where's-
Cucurella.
Yeah, Wesley Fofana.
Wes has been there for 2 weeks and
We did. Don't you dare say sell.
no, I said he's been there for
He's
2
under
weeks. You can't sell
pressure.
him. You can't
He's
sell
under pressure.
Koulibaly or so. Where's our keep?
All right, cool. I'm not going to talk about Amari, Lewis, Hall, blah, blah, blah. You just signed. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
it. So,
Majority
out
of
of
them are
players,
wow.
you'd only keep about 3 players at Chelsea so far at the moment.
Realistically.
There we go. So you need to be more vocal about that because I never knew that.
No,
you know
the-
what I mean.
the
I
squad-
thought you were pretty happy with your squad because you never talk about them.
No, I've mentioned it. The squad building at Chelsea has been atrocious. The squad building at Chelsea has been atrocious. And then even where we're moving now, I understand the long term trying to sign people. But then again, it's like, what are we actually trying? What are you building for? What are you actually trying to build? What are the pieces? And you know, people always talk about how Arsenal spent 300M, right? They won't talk about how Arsenal also culled a lot of their squad. You're not right. You're not right. Get out. Get out. I don't care if we're not getting big fees. Get out. They won't talk about how out of all of the players they bought, the only real bust was Pepe. Realistically, the rest of them done okay. So
William. William.
is that in that 300 mil?
Pablo
That's not
Mari.
300 mil.
Pablo
No,
Mari.
that's not in the recent 300 mil. That's not in the recent 300 mil. But I get what you want to say. But all of the busts, they managed to get out quickly. So Chelsea in a position where I said it a couple of weeks ago. I said, this is not the Chelsea you used to know. This is not the Chelsea of the
What I'm
bridge.
saying is because we hear a lot about Potter.
Yeah. No,
You
we're
know,
not good.
I
No,
want to,
we're not good.
from this day forward, when we talk Chelsea, I want to see you dig out these players.
Oh, no,
I
bro.
need to hear you
And-
dig out these
and-
players.
But what I would also
because
say as well,
listen,
yeah,
going
Going forward,
what
I
I
want to
will
see the
add as
players
well-
that are like young and trying. That's what I want to see.
Do you know?
like,
I love that.
and that's what Mason Mount is.
I love that.
No.
But Brighton's recruitment team lately have been getting so much credit for a lot of the gems they find. You guys have essentially
Taken
brought
that
that
team.
entire team over.
Yeah.
So my thing is moving forward as well. I feel like the windows at Chelsea are going to matter more now. Especially you've got the money and you've got what is seen as a good recruitment team that knows how to find gem. So if you're saying you want to build young and willing and hungry, I feel like if that is the plan for the club, that's what they should build
That's
towards.
what should
I
be.
don't think you have that that message being sent down from the top. I think you've got a guy in charge who's kind of a little bit shoes too big to fill, and then you've got a bunch of mismatched squad all over the place. That is just you've got seasoned vets like Koulibaly and Fofana, Koulibaly and Thiago. Then you've got Fofana and Benoit on the other side, all 4 playing the same position. What is the method here?
And do you know what's so mad as well? If you know how we've had chop and change of managers and every manager's been backed.
Yeah.
In this squad, we still somehow managed to have Lampard signings, Sarri signings. We've got some Conte signings in there. It's like you know, like in second school, yeah.
I'll be honest, it's like Spurs where you've got an overlap of 4 managers.
But
working.
like,
You had that like a year ago or 2 years ago.
And what have we learned about the Premier League at the moment? It's so hard to get shift off dead weight. So it'll be interesting, but for
swear
the
to
rest
Wait,
of
as
the
I
season,
said, Mount's contract, sell him then. Get rid of him then. You're going to cash in.
Just on that game though, that was very underwhelming.
What a boring game
I
it was.
thought, yo,
It was-
City Chelsea. You're thinking, give me something tasty. Whole fixture schedule's been cleared for that. I'm sorry, that was dead. Kepa
bridge.
and that's
flapping it
not
for
just
a
from the Chelsea side,
easy
by the way.
tapping.
That's not just by the
That's
Chelsea side as well.
City as well. I can't lie to you.
It's not just from the Chelsea
You want to
side.
talk about? You just want to talk about Kepa, innit?
Huh?
Who you got? Hey, man.
Hey, that version deleted.
Nah, but hey, Nah.
What are you trying to bring that to the table?
Nah.
You can't bring that to the table. Footage has been deleted.
Come on, people. No, not that footage.
No,
not
he's
that footage.
talking about Grealish. You're not
Who
talking
jumped on and got the assist?
Yeah, it's things like that.
Oh, God. You don't like this one, do you? Oh, God.
Let's do
all
super
Let's see your
chats.
meme that you put up earlier. That's it up, yeah? You see these, man? They delete tweets. I don't delete tweets. These
Do you know
man
the worst
delete
thing?
tweets.
I deleted that tweet like 10 minutes into the
Oh,
game. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? I feel like I've won this war already. Why am I beating a dead horse?
Hey,
I'm
listen,
no,
let's
get
do
your
super
assist.
chats.
Listen, you know what? I'm gonna be Team Grealish. 2023, this is my change. I'm gonna be Team Grealish.
We don't want you, man.
No.
We don't want you.
You ain't got
We
a choice.
don't want you.
I'm gonna show you the light. I'm gonna show you how to improve. Don't worry.
We don't
Team
want
Grealish.
this guy, bro. We don't want this guy.
Super chats. Are we singing the super chat song? Go on then. First one of the year. Go on.
Super chat, super chat.
All right, first one. The Mega Nudge. Praise Jamal Lewis development and replacing Kyle Walker. That's a bit racist, no? Jamal Lewis
Praise
plays for
Jamal
Who
Lewis.
is Jamal Lewis?
Ain't Rico?
Rico
Northern
Lewis.
Ireland.
No, Jamal plays for
That's
Newcastle.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
That's
the
racist.
left back at Newcastle.
Racism, no?
Yeah.
Racism, no? No.
Jamal.
We've got Dalen, Georgiev,
Appreciate the
72 million Havertz, you know. Wow, never seen such a bad player.
This is another player that you haven't spoken about enough.
It's not
Hey,
worked.
you
as it
haven't
should have.
spoken
Last
about
year, he
enough.
wanted to give him Young Player of the Year shouts.
It's not worked.
That went
man.
It's
under the
not
radar.
a player you're talking about. I mean, how long are we gonna rest on this Champions League
not
Champions
worked.
League goal? Do you know what I mean?
It's not
Because
worked.
if that's gonna be the case, then we should still be hyping Gotze. You know what I mean? For scoring the World Cup final. Do you know what I mean? Like at this point,
Do you want a one-line sentence to summarize
Yeah.
it? Yeah? If you are a specialist player, you have to be so special that your justification of being in the team and being this thing works. He's not. He doesn't perform at that level to be like, oh my gosh, you can be this. And people say that the tools around him are not great, but still, if you are that guy, you have to be that guy. Not comparing him in any way, shape, or form, but even in that bad moments, yeah. Hazard was so special. Hazard was allowed to do whatever he'd want. And it's like, okay.
you guys have to let Hazard go, man.
I know, we have to let everything
have to
go.
let
We have to
Hazard
let
go.
Hazard go. We've got to let
You have to let
JT
him
go.
go. You know what
We've got to let
Chelsea
everyone
fans
go.
are
We've
gonna
got to let Czech go.
You know what Chelsea fans are going to do? They're going to post a video of Hazard 16, 17 and be like, oh, we miss him. So get over it.
Hey, bring him
He's
home,
gone.
man.
Bring him home hype. No.
Ash I has said, Foden since United Hattie, if I speak, white privilege. We're gonna get into City.
Uncomfortable conversation.
Oh, what? We got mods now, yeah?
Yeah, we've had...
Hey, hold tight the mods, though. Hold tight the moderators and that.
Mods. Seen some people send messages on Twitter as well. We'll try to get back to you soon as well.
Is that it? I thought that might be
That's
still.
it for now. That's it for now. But I
let's
mean,
go into see
Foden
No,
has-
in real though, I'll be honest here. You see with Chelsea, yeah, I do try to refrain from going into the players and everything, you know. Because
You know what?
Those my guys. Those my guys. Those my
Trying to
guys.
protect
Those
the
my
nation.
guys.
guys.
Yo,
Those my
Bring the
guys.
camera on me. Bring the camera on me. See, the thing is, guys, we've wanted this show to be authentic, natural, and only speak our truths.
real.
But you see what happens? Guys get relationships.
Yo,
He's got
tough.
a Google Pixel phone now. Courtesy of Chelsea.
Yo,
He's got things with three. You know what I mean? Three.
Oh, we'll
He's
send you a kit, mate.
Yeah, mimosas at the ground.
Oh,
You see
do
what
you
happens,
want a prawn
people?
sandwich at the game, mate?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
dumb.
Now he doesn't want to be truthful about
No,
his
you're
club. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to bump into them.
No.
Free
the
stick it on
realness.
him. Boy, they're going to pattern you, bro.
Free the realness.
They're not going to back you up.
man.
They ain't
Free the
batting you up.
realness.
Why do you think I'm not working for Chelsea TV, bro?
See that? See what happens?
Because I'm letting the tweets fly. No,
what
in real, when I've
Don't
said
matter
it,
about me,
we are not-
United or not. I'm going to speak my shit. And I'll buck you, man, too.
No, we're not good, man. We are not good. I said it. We play Fulham.
I was so surprised that I got the Tottenham in, but I was like, they must not see my tweets.
I said, hey, have you said this to the right person?
I'm like, yo, you sure?
No, on the real though, to sum up how bad Chelsea are, yeah, we go to Fulham. We are the worst team in West London. You've got Fulham, Brentford, then us. We go to Fulham next week. We could beat Fulham, and we can still be behind them. This is our reality. And like you said, you know when you said, oh, you know, the quick turnover to make things work? No. You have to go for what everyone else went through. And a lot of Chelsea fans have a lot of high chests. We've got to humble ourselves. And this is reality that we managed to escape for so long. We have to firm it. We have to be shit. And, you know, God willing, maybe it might turn next year. But we've got to hold that.
Inshallah, it doesn't. We need this.
Let's talk about
for 20 years, man.
let's talk about the seat side of it. You mentioned underwhelming from them. Grealish came on,
Weird, man.
got assists. Kepa was despicable for that.
Well done, Grealish. Well done, Jack.
But
this year we just don't talk much.
they
Who's
needed-
not on the radar?
Yeah, that's it.
they
We
need
put
a-
the work in this year. We ain't talking.
saying no days off.
That's it. No days off in the grind.
No
with them
talking, man.
calves.
No talking, no talking.
What do we make of just City season in general? A lot of the talk at the moment has been like they're not the side that they used to be. Obviously, Arsenal are sitting. They've got a game coming up, haven't they? Like they've got a few big games coming up. Obviously, Arsenal are doing what they're doing. Who did they drop points to last? Newcastle. Yeah, what do we think of City, man?
I think
from
City,
what you saw today as well,
I
specifically.
I spoke about it. We spoke about it in the last time that we were even in the studio, and I said that I think City are a little bit underwhelming. Do you know what I mean? But listen, the thing about City, they can be underwhelming and they can still win the league, and that is the problem. You know what I mean? Because would you say Man United are equipped yet like that? Probably not ready yet. Maybe another season or potentially two. Who knows? It depends on the windows go. Arsenal, everyone's still kind of surprised that they're there, playing the best football. I think the best team in the league at the moment. But it's still a surprise that Arsenal are there. If we keep it 100 from the start of the season. Liverpool, I've just said, you know what? We ain't involved. Chelsea, they're 10th. You know what I mean? So Spurs as well, they're not going to get involved with it. So realistically, City can still go win the league playing this way. And you got Haaland, you got KDBs and stuff that can win you games. But in terms of the cohesiveness that we usually see from City and maybe the slick football and stuff, it just doesn't really feel like that. It feels quite boring. It feels quite slow. It doesn't really feel like if Pep could create his ideal wonder team, I don't think it will actually be this, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I just feel like there's something that's just
How do you think he's got
a bit mid like this. And you look at people are talking about the wing pairings with Grealish and Mahrez and all this type of stuff, just on that side of things. I saw Pep say the other day, the reason that he plays Grealish is because of extra passes. I'm like, what the hell are you on about? Like I get it, obviously retention and stuff, but like that's not what you wanted from like a Sane. That's not what you wanted from a Sterling and stuff. So it's like it's just a bit weird for me the way it's working out. Is it
I feel like it's
evolution?
because now he's almost playing with like a back three with the Stones, Akanji and Aki. It almost feels like Cancelo is a midfielder. He's been given the number 7. He's been told no defensive
We've
duty.
got a super at Cancelo.
And I think I feel like with Haaland coming into this team, there was always going to have to be some kind of we shift around him type of thing. There's no way you can ignore that type of talent. I think Pep has accepted that, and you're getting
Wouldn't you
a
want
kind
more
of
crosses in from your wide men?
I get that.
Grealish and Foden aren't really trying to put it in.
What? For me,
and Mahrez.
Pep is almost the godfather of the half spaces, I like to call it. So if it's, we could do the wing, but KDB, if you go half space on the right, you can take advantage there. And I'm like, I know, and I see it as well. When he does it, it works. But the thing is, I think now they're going through like a teething period where I think that tiki-taka thing will come, but he's trying to find a way to do it with an actual 9. You got to remember, Pep hasn't really played with like an actual 9.
I disagree with you. I don't think
this team is fully. I think Pep is going through. It sounds weird, but this Man City team is going to evolve a little bit. I feel like over the next year or so. He's going to add another piece or two next summer. I feel like as well that will tweak the team more towards this Haaland system, if you like. Because right now it just seems a bit more, like we said earlier in the season, Haaland and hope for the best type of thing. But I don't know.
I hear what you're saying.
Don't rule him out.
But I think my opinion on it is different. I've always seen like, not that he gets bored, but he's like, he will do something, okay, I've done that, let me try something else. Done that, let me try something else. This has probably been the most left of what he's usually done. I can't remember what season where he's like, we're going to try scoring goals in different ways we haven't tried before. I was like, what, you're going to try to score from throw-ins now or something? Like, buying a number 9, for me, for them, and that specific number 9 was geared towards Champions League. We have to be honest. This is the Champions League killer. But in terms of what's happening, we always said that when it's backs against the fan, KDB plays a certain type of way. You now add a striker like Haaland into that, it doesn't surprise me that the way they play is the way they play now. And what he's managed to then go is, okay, if that is this side, the other side of that is ball retention with Grealish and whatnot. There's nothing in the middle right now for them. It's one way or the other. Like they haven't found the fluidity to go for both.
I feel like a lot of people that are also focusing on the Haaland situation, which, okay, people can say maybe they weren't as fluid or whatever. I think Haaland, if you score 20-something goals already by now, I can't call you the problem, bro. I'm
not even calling
it
a problem.
I'm just saying in the general consensus, but I just think City are a lot easier to play against. Why are people ignoring this, bro? City are a lot easier to get at. They're a lot easier to overrun in midfield now. They're a lot easier just to play against. There's numerous occasions. There's numerous teams that have played against them very easily. Do you get where I'm coming from? And I'm talking about in transitions mainly. Usually City can stop the counter well. KDB's even in these type of players. Remember when he even made David Silva was cutting out counters and Fernandinho's, all these type of players. But I think City just wide areas. I think in midfield, they're just easy to get at. You have too much opportunity to engage against Stones, Akanji, Ake, whoever's playing.
You know what I'd say to
it's
that?
not as much as it used to.
It's
be.
almost like they're missing like a leader in that middle to just hold it all together.
In
like,
midfield.
like a Ruben Diaz almost.
Nah.
But what I would say to that is,
What's Diaz going to do? High line?
I'm just saying, since
when we-
Diaz
is
has
he
gone
engaging
missing out
on
of
the
that,
front foot?
it
When
does
we-
look a
when
little
we
bit
were
easier to
watching-
get at. I do get what you're saying.
When we were watching
I've
the
seen
game-
Diaz in many of these fixtures this season.
one of the first things he said is,
Saw him for Portugal too.
Hey, we don't speak about that.
one of the things you were saying is that Chelsea are having a lot of the ball. I haven't checked the statistics of where it is, but one thing we've always known about City is it's death by suffocation.
Yeah.
There's no counter because you're not getting the ball. We're seeing teams get the ball more now against City. Therefore, if they're growing in confidence and having the opportunities, they're getting through. But before, you play City and you wouldn't see the ball for 90 minutes.
Can we also say the ballers are not balling? The Fodens, the Bernardo Silvas, this season, have they really been at their levels
Even
that
Gu-
they
even-
have
even
been?
Gundogan, isn't it?
Gundogan this season. The ballers that we used to say dictate the tempo around the City team. This season, I'll be honest with you, the system maybe isn't what they're used to, but individually, I don't feel like they're.
But
really
this is the
stepping
thing,
up
though.
and
This
giving that.
is always my thing about like when I always say, "Oh, man, are taking freedom." Pep takes away freedom and individual quality from players or individual ability. He'll get better. And I'm sure this is Foden so far at this stage his best statistical season. But it's
it
his
doesn't look
performances. It doesn't look great.
Goals in
Foden
and
was
out of games.
Foden is meant to be the most exciting English talent since Rooney. And I just think when I'm watching him now, one, I don't get why he's not playing more. Anyway, let's get that straight. I thought when he was on decent form, Pep just took him out of the fold, which he does sometimes. So I get that comment earlier, I think was a bit harsh. However, when I do watch him play, it's like, what are you trying to turn Foden into, bro? A touchline winger that's going to put the ball into the box? Or for me, Foden's somebody, especially that Gundogan, I don't think is playing the greatest. Bernardo, KDB's doing his thing. He's getting in and out of games. He's a bit of a moments guy. I think somebody like Foden, if you're talking about evolution, get him in midfield for me. Get him to take on guys, drive, move the defense a little bit more. Because one thing about teams that are coming against City, they're just going to play the banks of 4. And the City are just going to revert to what? KDB 9 crosses per game. That's it. You know what I mean? This is why I said it on FTBL culture. Arsenal play the best football in the league. And some people are like, oh, what are you talking about? You're crazy. They play the best football in the league because they're the best to watch. They're most entertaining. They still get individual quality out of their players. You see Saka taking on guys, Odegaard. I don't see that from City. It's very methodical. It feels like watching a
Science.
Tuchel team, but a little bit with more quality. That's how it feels at the moment.
Yeah. No, hey, you've got a super chat.
It doesn't feel like a Pep team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Got a super chat from Elias saying, Cancelo ain't looked the same since What's Not to Like.
Bro.
What's not to like?
Lies is a
What's not to
listen.
like, guys?
What's not to like? There's Chavelas and the Flipping hell, mate.
But there's a lot more that happened in
Ruined
this.
him. Give me a set. Bet.
Yeah, there's a lot more that happened in this match week. Before saying further, like, share, subscribe, make sure you're tapped into the algorithm. But flipping, let's talk about one of the big fixtures in this match week, which was Brentford Liverpool.
Brentford.
3-1. 3-1. 3-1. And I mean, it's not surprising because Brentford's Big Six record, they try a thing. They do them in it. But I guess why this was different was because obviously there's no Ivan Toney. And they still showed up and did what they needed to do. I think Van Dijk got hooked at half-time. Turns out his hamstring's gone. Nunes scored a goal, but it was disallowed, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah.
And it felt like that was Liverpool's opportunity to sort of navigate and try and crawl back into some sort of form. But someone just said, hey, Brentford crashed it. And what are we saying for this season? Are we saying that this is a season where, like, what's going on with Liverpool? Because there's been times where it's been bad, and then we said, you know what, okay, they're trying. But that fixture in particular was like, oof. It was a sticky one.
it almost looked like. Do you remember the Liverpool when they were getting battered at home? Like, was it 5 games in a row, whatever it was? They just looked out of themselves. I don't know what it was, whether it was caught off guard or I can't put my finger on what is actually. Well, I can actually. That midfield. Let's be honest. I look every time I look at Liverpool's midfield, I'm just disgusted, bro. I'll be honest with you. And this is a Spurs fan talking. Like, I'm disgusted by my own midfield sometimes, but I look at that and I'm like, I don't know how some of those names. I think it was Thiago, Fabinho, and Elliot who were playing. I mean, between them, they've got a pace of about 20. So it's
Elliot did like a dummy, and I like Elliot, but he did a dummy, and I don't know. It's like, why would you? Like, who told you to take that shot?
bro.
And then obviously they conceded from it.
Silly mistakes. Yeah, it just costing them.
I just don't like how, you know, Carragher spoke. I said it to Liaz, but on Final Whistle, I just don't like how at the end of the game it was discussions about Pep Linders. It was discussion about
They're trying to target people.
It was Elliot and Carvalho, 2 of the young players in the squad, and the assistant manager. Hello, can we talk about Salah, who's got 7 goals, way out of character? Fabinho, who's cooked. Can we talk about, okay, Van Dijk's actually did have a long-term injury, fair enough. But him this season, he ain't been at it. Can we talk about Robertson? Has he been at the level that he usually is? No. Henderson's washed. Can we talk about these names before we start talking? And can we talk about Jurgen Klopp? I'm hearing all week, this week I've been hearing about Pep Linders. It's the first time I've ever heard about... bro, imagine Man United go through bad form now and man are saying Steve McLaren. It'll be crazy talk. You know what I mean? When Ollie was going through bad form, what you want, Carrick? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy stuff. Like Pep Linders, when it goes well, it's Klopp. When it goes bad, it's Pep Linders. And in one article is saying Klopp has taken more control of the club in terms of transfers. Next ones came out yesterday. Pep Linders has more influence in the club than... Make up your mind, which is it? It just sounds like Klopp and his team have now taken more control since Michael Edwards and these guys left, and they're getting things wrong. Klopp was the one that said that he doesn't want a midfielder this summer. Klopp is the one that said he's tired of talking about transfers. Klopp is the one that runs that football club. He's becoming the guy that runs that football club the same way Arsene Wenger was running Arsenal in terms of making them decisions. Even when Fergie ran the club, he still listened a lot. He let a lot of people do their thing. At the moment, it looks like Klopp's influence is growing and growing and growing. And even the way I'm seeing him speak in presses and stuff, like, maybe the fans are getting spoiled and stuff. I'm telling you, the Liverpool fans made this guy feel like God because he won 1 Premier League title and 1 Champions League. You know what I mean? And I think he's now looking at them like, yo, you man better settle because you remember where you came from, where I picked you up from. Honestly, I'm looking at this. He's not rebuilding this team properly. He's handing out new contracts to Henderson. He gave new contract to Milner. They could have got rid of these guys. They got rid of the younger one who was Ginny. He ain't gone and done anything since then. But
got injured as well.
You know what I'm trying to say? You're looking at what Klopp has done. Let's talk about his decisions. Let's talk about his lack of plan B. Let's talk about... Everyone's talking about Nunes as well, who he should be doing better. But that's a Klopp signing right there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Let's talk about these things because as soon as Anthony, for example, starts doing wrong, Ten Hag doesn't... Signings worry me. Anytime we're talking about all these type of things, we talk about the manager. For some strange... We even talk about Pep. For some reason, we can't talk about Klopp. We have to talk about Pep Linders. I have to sit here and talk about Pep Linders.
And then we start criticising his book. Maybe he gave away all the secrets.
Come on, man. Some dusty book, man. You know what I mean? Bestseller hat. That ain't bestsell. Where did that sell? I ain't see that on the shelves.
What you go do it, Smith?
Where was that, bro? It wasn't in Sainsbury's and that. I didn't see that on the shelf. We didn't make Waterstones. You know what I mean? That went Amazon and that's it. Ain't ordering that. What the hell?
There was about... I don't know if he was saying we can't spend like everyone else, but you spent close to 100 mil on a striker. You can't say you're not spending like anyone else when you're spending that much
and then
on a striker.
Obviously Liverpool have some injuries, but Potter has injuries. We've had injuries.
Everyone's
Spurs
gonna
have
have
had
injuries. It's a compressed
Every
season.
time Liverpool have injuries, does that mean the season has to be thrown off?
No.
And do you know why that is? Because Klopp's not building squads. He's got his 11. He runs with 11. But every time Liverpool have injuries, but we got this. Luis Diaz is out. I don't care, bro. I don't care. I haven't seen anything inventive from Klopp. I haven't seen him change anything. I haven't seen anything. All I've really seen is now them force-feeding Nunes and making Salah look like, I'm telling you, give it a couple of weeks. Salah's going to get tired of playing with Nunes doing this and be like, brother, I'm trying to bag.
Bro, there's certain
I'm trying
times
to bag.
he's shooting rather than passing.
I don't blame him, and I'm not even Salah's biggest fan like that. But however, if I'm seeing my man do all of this all the time, he's getting all the play. Yo, and I'm better than you.
And the thing
I
is,
am. Let me eat
There
too,
was a
man.
couple of weeks as well where he was tweaking around the formations, and I was thinking, yo, do you know what? He's trying to evolve or something.
Yeah.
And then he just reverted back to type, and it's just, you get this type of result that just kind of reminds you of how much work is still yet to do. And I know January's just kicked off, but the fact that he's come out like first day talking about, the fans are clamoring too much for signings is already, as a Liverpool fan, that's alarming for me. You admitted your cock up in the summer. At least make up for that.
Wait, hold on.
The way
Do
you
know
made
what
up
you
for it
didn't
was
mention?
an Arthur Melo signing.
Yeah,
Where's
thank
my
you.
man been?
Does he still play for Liverpool?
Bro, he's been injured the entire time he's been at the club.
injured.
Man brought him to sit on the medical table.
Worse than Saul, you know.
Didn't show-
At least
Man
Saul
said he's
got on
come
the
here
pitch.
to use their
And
physio.
it came out that he didn't want. It came out that he didn't want Nkunku.
yeah.
It's come out that he's rejected a few of these players. I'm just
Hey,
like,
remember initially as well, he didn't want Salah or Mane as well. He wanted Goetze and Julian Brandt.
Klopp needs guidance.
Hey, Michael Edwards,
Yeah,
return.
We won't
Boy,
forget you. We won't
listen,
forget
he
you.
might. Listen, when we get Dubai,
Hey,
Michael
you
Edwards.
said might have to reach out to him. Little stoppage time pod, come. Tell us the real.
We're talking about United. That's it.
Oh, shit.
I like the way
We can do both. We can do both.
I like
my mentality.
your mentality. I like your mentality still. You're thinking about us.
yeah.
I like your
Nah,
mentality.
real talk.
Nah, but for real though, like, we still, to this day, haven't seen if Klopp can build that second side. Dortmund, I saw randomly, I think it was on Twitter, I can't remember, it was a Reddit of a Dortmund fan just talking about the whole Klopp era.
debacle, yeah.
Sounds exactly the same with what's going on now. Didn't he leave?
They
What
put-
team was it?
isn't it
What was the
Mainz?
team that he had before?
Mainz,
yeah.
Wasn't there relegation zone when he left them?
Yep.
But this is what I'm saying.
Alright, fair enough. There we go. And then-
Two calls like this.
Yeah, but you never know. But if this this is the
Little
second
bro.
phase. He's very good. Klopp is very good at building a first phase. You know what I mean? We can't deny that. He's a great manager. He got Dortmund some titles, Champions League final. He's got to Liverpool to 3 Champions League finals, won trophies,
Won the
won every
Premier League.
trophy individually. But we haven't seen him build a second side. I've seen Pep build a second side now. I've seen Fergie and Jose's, and I haven't seen him build a second side. And that's
Sorry,
a
bro.
worry for Liverpool
Do you know what
fans,
I would
man.
say
You
to
can
that,
get you can start getting tired
Bro,
and bored of this.
what I would say is that, yeah,
Because this
is
team is shocking.
I agree with that, yeah. And sometimes we don't always talk about the conversation about saying that that's fine, that's okay. You're only the first iteration of the team manager, that's great. But like you said, not that he's got a God complex, but they've elevated him so high. How do you then get rid of a man like that? I remember I was having a conversation with Liverpool fan, and they were saying that in terms of like their players, it's all good guys. Like Núñez doesn't fit the profile. He's a bit more rugged, resilienza. Like he doesn't fit. Like if you take Klopp out there, you know how they say like he gets the community, he gets Liverpool. They feel like there's not many other coaches that can do that, and that's the issue they've got now. You've put him in this position where he's not easily replaceable because he means so much. And then if you then bring someone, how long is that going to take you to get back to where you were? Because this is the best it's been.
I think Klopp, yeah, when you look at Klopp, he builds everything that he builds. One, he's been at teams that, even though Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world, they had that underdog kind of vibe, you know, City are the juggernaut and, you know, whatever. Dortmund as well, Bayern Munich. I think Klopp builds such a mentality with his players where it's like, even you see the way they play, you see the way they celebrate. You got to be loyal to him. I'll be loyal to you.
Yeah.
Let's go out there and let's go and get 3 points. This is what we've created. And I
High
don't
emotion.
think high emotion. And I don't think he can, from what I've seen so far, separate where it's like, you were good for me. I'll get you a good deal out of the club, though. You know what I mean? I'll get you a good deal. I'll make sure you don't go to a bum, but I'll get you out of here.
you know how Chip
He
is?
doesn't seem to have that. Ferguson would do it. Whoever, Pep would
you.
do it. Thank you.
Love you,
Get
must
the hell
leave.
out of here.
Do you know
what
what-
I'm trying to say?
I'll go a step
Simple
further.
as that.
When it was Chelsea, even though it was different managers, it got to a point where Roman was like, over 30, you'll get your 1 year, you know, I appreciate you. But bro, business is business. Thank you for your
Facts.
service.
That's where managers start implementing the
Facts.
we can only offer 1 year deals.
Yes.
Wenger did it. Let's not forget.
Exactly.
That was his way of saying, look, man,
Yeah.
old guard, I loved you lot, the Vieiras, the Perez's, the
Yep.
Henrys, but
Yep.
I can only offer you lot 1 more deal. We're going into a new phase. And why is that? The club is in the situation it's in. Klopp has to now look at this situation and move in the right direction.
Because there's a lot of players that, if you're talking about the side, you're talking about Chelsea. There's a lot of players that you talk about the sides of Liverpool. they shouldn't be there, bruv. Liverpool are.
If we were to do that same
Liverpool are-
exercise now,
Yeah, I'm
Ox,
sure they'll say
Naby,
loads.
Hendo, like all of these guys.
There'll be loads. The Liverpool needs to really rebuild, and I'm sure they'll talk about their owners and all that type of stuff. But I can't bother
They're
to get
trying
into
to
that.
sell,
But
right?
they're trying to sell, yeah. So
Boy, they might end up
see
like
what
us.
happens, but you got
Even like
Klopp with the war chest.
Gakpo doesn't fix this. Is my
Forgot about Gakpo.
Gakpo just coming in last week as well. I know.
Nah, bruv. Fix it, Gakpo.
Hey, whoa,
Fix
whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa.
Fix it.
But this is what I was saying. It was a transfer that didn't make sense to me. It doesn't solve
didn't
any
it?
of your immediate pressing issues. And now you look at it. It's like,
He must fix Liverpool.
is this what you're doing now?
He
Because he
must.
never signed for United. This is
He
it.
must. Gakpo must fix
Must
Liverpool.
be in PFA team of the year.
Yeah. No, he must.
Must get 10 goals and assists.
Gakpo impact must be like Luis Diaz, minimum.
Ooh,
Minimum.
that's a shout, you
That's-
know, after a World Cup like
no,
that.
that is-
Thank
that's
you.
fair.
That is on par.
You know
That's
what?
not-
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
with
you.
you. I'm
Yeah.
with you there.
Yeah.
That's on par.
Yeah.
That's on par.
Because Kulu did better.
Yeah.
Kulu, exactly.
Yes.
Bentancur.
Yeah.
We've seen it happen.
We've seen it.
You must. You're fit.
Rise.
You're healthy.
Hey.
You had a good World Cup.
You're hungry.
Must. What is it? 26 goals and assists across all competitions.
Yes.
You must.
You're on something there. You're on something there.
All right, cool. Other stuff that happened, of course, quickly the draw, Arsenal Newcastle. Then we're getting to United.
Another underwhelming one, man.
Yeah, it was
one of them. Oh, it's an entertaining little.
Newcastle did their thing. I don't get people are complaining about Newcastle's tactics and stuff, but listen, that's a good away performance for me. They weren't two-faced. Arsenal fans were fuming. They were
happier
saying,
away.
you know, Arsenal fans don't become them. Don't become like how Pep is, bro, where he think if you play any negative football against him, he's gonna come out and be like, just come and play. You know, come and play. Yeah, so you can smoke you 6-0. Hey, listen, man ain't going to the Emirates to come and play. That teams respect you enough that they're going to go to the Emirates and try and find a way of getting out there with a result.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So all of this type of stuff, because United are going to come there and do the same thing probably. Come, you want to get, all right, cool, boom, counter-attack. We're going to do the same thing. So I hate when fans start saying, come and play, man. How you that third in the league and you're not allowing, man. You man are getting gassed. Don't get gassed.
You see on that though.
Arteta's men are still cooking.
On that though, obviously we've seen unprecedented levels by them. They've only lost one game, dropped points in 3 games out of the games they played. That fixture for me was the representation of new levels, new devils. This is what you have to deal with now that you're.
Pointing today, yeah?
No, as in that's what you have to
New
deal
levels,
with.
new devils.
That's
You
the
guys heard it here first.
No, but
That might be something United has to jack, you know. Hey, new match on the way.
new levels, new
Devils.
Hey, it's got that drink too. We appreciate that, mate.
But that's what you have to deal with now. Because you are the standard setters, people are going to be like, I'm not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do something else. And yeah, they will complain and everything, but that's what they're going to have to navigate for the rest of the season now. And I'm interested to see how they do it, because I think they're a really good team. Like I said, they play the best football in the league. Eddie Nketiah, that shout is looking very good, by the way. That Nketiah shot is looking good.
Nketiah will score
Your
goals,
defense
people.
is in trouble. Your defense is in trouble. Nketiah in the back. So
Hey, that's a
yeah,
banger.
I was in my mind. That was this one.
I'm like, wow, I shouldn't be. I can't help it.
But on the road, they will have to navigate that with most of the teams in the league now, and it's about how they. And I think they will, to a certain level, be able to do that. They've got enough quality, but that's what you have to deal with. From the Newcastle perspective, I said it before we came on there. Do you know what I love about Newcastle here? That team has managed to, you know, like the typical British way of playing football. They've managed to sort of like soft launch, like a little bit of a less pragmatic way.
Upper echelon Burnley.
Yeah, it's like it's basic. Like
What you call him? What, Stoke?
no, like I said, like you know how Stoke were like we're stiff.
come on, let's
no. I'm
let's
not.
respect Eddie.
Listen,
Let's
listen
respect
to what I'm
Eddie.
saying.
Let's
Listen to what I'm
respect
saying. You know, like with Stoke and them teams, it's like we defend strong, and that's the basis. Or like Big Sam, first things first. No conceding. They've then gone a step further and been like, you can do that, but you can have a Bruno in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
You can have a Willock progressing up and down.
That's when Pulis tried to get Bojan, Afalai.
Not quite, lad. Not quite.
Nah, man, Newcastle play good ball though. They play good football.
I'm not even saying they play, but their principle is we're going defensively. They're one of the best teams in the league.
They are the best team in the league.
Bro,
Botman doesn't
Fabian
get
Schär
spoken.
and Botman have been doing
Dan
this.
Burn shouldn't like what he does as a footballer. Like, just it doesn't make sense in my head.
It's an NBA center.
But man's playing left back against Saka.
NBA center playing left back.
Bro,
It makes
the
no
guy
sense.
is enjoying. He's revolutionizing the game. You know what I mean? We should have. He's revolutionizing the game. Like, but honestly, Newcastle. It was kind of like an Atletico Madrid kind of vibe, kind of performance. But they're not going to do that against every team. Have they shown? You know what I mean? They're up there as well in plus 20. Plus 21 goal difference. 11 goals conceded. I think
they can mix it up for sure.
Newcastle
I
can
think
mix up.
That's the kind of game as well at the Emirates where I don't think they're going there to get the 3 points. Go there, leave with something, and take something away from them, in my opinion.
I would say, Arteta, calm down on the touchline a little bit, mate. You know what I mean?
Hey, I can't.
And calm down. I know you're the title leaders, but calm on. Keep your cool,
the
man.
fans, it's not the library anymore.
I like Arteta. I like when he does all of that. You know what I mean? When they score, yes, yeah. Like, we did that.
Yeah.
We created that.
Are you not
You know what I
feeling
mean?
this
He needs to
this
cool down
curva
a little
sud? Are you feeling this curva Arsenal fans are creating?
Oh, what? Before they came to the games and the fire and everything.
They've got a whole section of fan base now that are like,
And they wear black in
Blaze, black.
It's
moving me a little.
It's kind of hard, you know.
I like the mentality.
This is English football needs this.
Yeah. No, like credit to them. Let's go into United though. A lot of
New levels, new devils.
Yeah.
You was gonna say something. Go on.
No, but that was gonna still. New levels. New devils. The redeemed team. The redeemed team. Hey,
Listen,
United.
a lot of fans. I want you to talk to me on a few things. A lot of fans are quietly looking at the table and just dreaming of a situation where if reinforcements can come in, let's see what can happen.
Yep.
I know at the beginning of the season you were very skeptical about what you could do, and I remember when we did our predictions, and we might revisit them. We were saying that you can't write United out of top
he was
four.
trying to do that. Don't look at us. Don't look at us. Don't look at us. I said, nah. Look at those names. But look at that gaff.
But in general, if you look at your team, you're one of the informed teams in the country. Ten Hag's ideas in his head are translating to paper. Your defense, which has been, the bane of your life for so long,
Impregnable.
my defense is impregnable. Praise be to Allah. You're managing to operate in a level where you're getting results without this number 9 that you're after. How I kind of ask you this question every 2 weeks, but how do you feel about the season right now and where it could go? I'm not telling you to come and say this is where we're gonna make our title mark, but
Listen, in the words of the great Jose Mourinho, we're just a little horse. We're just a little horse. You know what I mean? We're just a little horse. We're not ready yet. We ain't got our number 9. We ain't got another centre midfielder. Our winger that we signed hasn't gelled yet. We still have Sancho who hasn't come back into the fold. That's part of our squad at the end of the day. We are not ready yet. You know what I mean? What we do, as I said in the start of the season, this season is about redemption. These players have to win our hearts back. Redeem yourself with us. You know what I mean? And this season so far, they've been doing that so far. You know what I mean? Last season was the worst season in Premier League history for Manchester United, points-wise.
Yeah.
And it was embarrassing. It was a terrible season. This season, there's players that are coming back. Rashford, look, he was the most hated last season. Luke Shaw, De Gea, a lot of players. Wan-Bissaka, he's come in, he's done well in the last 3 days. Dallo, people were like, yo, this guy can't play for Man United. So many players, right? Shout out Dallo, man. He gave the stamp to the Redeem team. You know, big up Dallo. However, it's just one of them ones where right now, as I said before, one game at a time. One game at a time. You get me?
You know, we're going to start seeing the one emoji now everywhere.
one. And you know Hedy's a Man United fan as well.
One. We don't do this. It's just one. One game at a time. We move on, man. Everything's going pretty well. We've seen the impact a world-class player can make in the team. Casemiro is unbelievable. He's a midfield general. We know what he is. I still think people should also give some credit to what Varane's offering Man United this season. He's been sensational, bro. Goes about it under the radar. A lot of people, I'm telling you, they still think about that City moment where he cocked up against Jesus and all that, and we got cooked. However, last season he wasn't the best. And if you see what I put on TikTok time ago, I said, I just want to see him become a leader of this team. Become a leader. You are coming with... You see what Casemiro has done? What? Me? What's this?
He's laughed at
I'm the
Premier
leader
League,
here,
man,
bro. What's
yeah.
going on? Varane came in and was letting Mags lead the team and looking pussy next to Lindelof and all this type of stuff. But he's coming now. Ten Hag is straight. It's funny. All the guys that Ten Hag has put his arm around, he's coming and said, oh, Varane, he's a leader. Varane, I love that guy. He's a leader. What a player that he is. And you're starting to see that in his performances. Luke Shaw said it the other day. I played alongside him easy because he's talking to me 24/7. I was like, Varane's talking. So I thought you were mute. I used to call him mute, man.
Bro.
You know what I mean? I thought he was mute.
You even see him at the World Cup try to give a Pogba title.
This is what I want to see, though.
It didn't slap the same, but good effort.
but it was something.
I got it through that game. It wasn't the World Cup final. That was the semi-final.
No, it was. I said it was good. It didn't. The Pogba one, bro.
Fair
I
enough.
was ready to be French.
Fair enough. But yeah. He's becoming a leader of the team, and Ten Hag has called for that. Ten Hag, same thing that he said to Marcus Rashford. He said, I want to build this side with Marcus Rashford in it. I know he's a player. He's a fantastic player. And look what Rashford's going on to do. So the guys that he's putting his arm around, giving them the confidence, we are doing the right things. However, there's title charge, all that type of stuff. We're just thinking one game at a time. We got City next, we got Arsenal next. That's the indication of where Man United are. Now, listen, if Man United go and win both games, come back to me. We'll talk. However, we could lose both games and then we just know, okay, it's back to what we thought at the start of the season. Top 4 charge.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not talking about no title, none of all that type of stuff until after those 2 games. And then we'll see from there.
Yeah, for what you lot have done so far, I think you've hit all your targets. You wanted to breed in a lot of those players, get a system down, I feel like. Change the culture at the club a little bit. I feel like they've done all that, but I think there's still so much upside on what you touched on. I think Anthony's still yet to hit final gear. Sancho, as you said, is still to come, but you still haven't signed that big number 9 as well. I feel like the defense, the midfield, you're starting to clean up a little bit. I think if you can get 1-8, 1-9, and those 2 can click, then you're looking like a serious threat. But there's so much upside to that United team, bruv.
Facts.
I sat down and I thought about it properly, yeah. And obviously you can't rewrite history, yeah. But if you were to take away all of that Ronaldo stuff that happened, yeah, I think everyone universally would look at United season very differently, because ultimately there was not
good or bad,
as in good. I don't think United have had much noise about them apart from those Ronaldo situations. I think in general, like there was the loss early on, and
there's the Brentford loss, City 60 was
but apart from that. You guys have been, since that moment, Ten Hag has stamped his foot down, got his arms around people. You guys have been.
You think about it, we conceded between Brentford and City, that's 10 goals.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
conceded, I think, 20 in the league this season.
The hyper moment
10 of them came in 2 games. Yeah. Oh my god.
The hyper.
That's crazy, isn't it?
The hyperbole around that Ronaldo situation just magnified things so much, where people are, oh my god, this must be bad. And everything. But it's like, take that away. What has Ten Hag done? He's locked in with his guys. The Sancho thing, he's locking in. But again, I've always said, I'm the type of person where I don't mind the manager telling someone, listen, you need to go and do that, because it makes everyone else go, rah.
Look, when Dele Alli was going through his moments, when Rashford was going through his moments, and we've seen numerous football, I think even Sterling spoke about mental health most recently. He said he was going through a dark moment or whatever. You would look, in hindsight, you would look at it and be like, oh, do you know what? It would have probably been good if maybe they had a little time away. Yeah. You know what I mean? And because, listen,
go to the mountain,
at the end of the day, this is the era we're living in now. You know what I mean? Maybe in the past, we would never know about a player's mental health or whatever it is. We don't know what's going on with Sancho. Obviously, look, on-pitch performances might have led to some certain things. Maybe he's getting pressure. I'm hearing stuff apparently about family stuff. I don't want to talk about all that. I don't know. But if it is about mental health,
take him out the fire.
Bro, imagine if that happens, Sancho comes back and is in the best form of his Man United career.
It's worked.
It's worked. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he was nearly hitting rock bottom. So go away, go and do what you need to do, come back, and let's see what happens, man. You're taking him out the firing line. Imagine if he does have mental health issues and he's just performing like that. And this is the biggest fan base in the world, factually.
What do they say? Outside, out of mind. Outside, out of mind.
You know what I'm saying? So let's see, man. Listen, people, 2023, I've dropped a couple coins. Couple coins on Jaden resurgence.
Oh, yeah.
Couple coins.
Buy now,
Let me
buy
throw
now.
some in there too.
Buy
putting
now,
it.
buy now.
Yeah.
We got a super chat from Zach that said the sick look Fuad is giving Cams is killing me.
What are you sick of?
He was just looking, he's like,
What are you sick of, Black?
But you should be happy.
face, brother.
4-0 win. Hazard Kane.
Listen,
2 goals away from breaking through. Son back on the goal sheet. Doherty goals.
you can't trick me. You
London
can't
derby win.
trick me.
That's a good result.
Listen, it's a good result. I can't lie to you. It was needed after the debacle over the weekend when you're losing at home to Aston Villa like that.
Hey, listen, man, Emery's a good guy.
Listen, Emery's a good guy at home. I expect different. There had to be a response. So for me, it's the bare minimum they could do. I'm not surprised by it. Harry Kane, I think I'm surprised by him coming back and actually keeping up the form that he had before the tournament. Fair play to him.
I'll ask you a quick question, though. You know how we were talking about, some people say that moment will break him. Do you think with him, knowing that ultimately the last, the last World Cup, we got the Golden Boot, he might not get that sort of level moment anymore. He has, how we talk about we must.
Bro,
in himself, he's like, I must now.
No matter one thing, no matter what he does at club or at league, he can get 4 Golden Boots for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
That moment there has
Will stay
stained
with
him.
him. Yeah.
So he can get
But
those
do you
Golden
think he's
People will
got
be
a bigger hunger?
but he didn't. He still missed that penalty. So for sure, for me,
Maybe at Spurs.
for me, whoa.
Maybe at Spurs.
Whoa. I definitely think there's fuel in the tank to say, I'm going to come back. You lot talking your shit, I'm going to do something.
Wait,
But
in January, right?
I was telling him this
Let's see if we
all
hear what he's got to
season.
say.
Because I was saying, let Kane cook. Let him get his goals record. Because I love Kane. I was not one of those fans that was mad at him last year when he put that transfer request. And I said, brother, you've earned it. Spread your wings. But he didn't get it. I said, there's a little project I see working on in the background somewhere up north. I said, I see a contract duration of Harry Kane to 2024. I think certain man, do you remember last year there was something, there was a campaign they were talking about.
Hey, the comments are hashtagging Kane campaign now.
They were talking about a certain campaign. I kept telling them, calm down, this ain't the time. This ain't the time. It's too premature.
Hey, when the Barber wanted to go, and it's like, no, just give it 2 more years. You can run for
Now is the
office.
time, I'm telling you. Let Kane get his little goal scoring records, his confidence back. If in the summer United do not make a move for Kane and break the bank, this is RVP 2.0, in my opinion.
RVP, you know that name? Sends shivers down my spine.
Trust me. They were looking at, remember RVP, how they were looking at him at Arsenal?
Yeah.
The 1 year, last year was quality, but before it was, shaky guy, injury record, inconsistent. Is he a winger? Is he a forward?
And then what he did,
Came
he
and
sent
delivered.
Sir Alex off.
Because when you put the right manager with the right system, and that's one thing we don't have. You can get a 4-0 result. That manager's walking regardless. This club ain't signing players. Those players are no good. Harry Kane ain't signing no new deal with this sinking ship. So for me, I'm looking at United. And I'm saying,
Listen.
if you lot do not make that move, because I can't see any other move. City, the boat is gone.
at the pressure.
Liverpool ain't doing it. Chelsea aren't there. Arsenal, let's not even dream of that.
Listen, we'll do.
The door is there. Start your campaign, Camps.
Listen.
Don't slip
What
or
they
slack.
doing? Listen, Kane, Jimmy Greaves, hurry up and pass that. Hurry up and pass that. Hurry up and pass that.
No.
Continue.
Listen, Harry Kane, he's going to break Jimmy Greaves' record at Spurs. That's good. You're immortalized at Spurs. All-time top goal scorer.
Facts.
Done. Now, you want to get Shearer's record. You want to get some Premier League titles. You want to be remembered as a Premier League legend.
Yes.
As a football legend.
Yes.
There's one place to do it.
Where?
The Theatre of Dreams.
Sign me up.
The Theatre of Dreams. Bro, the Stretford End. United. That's where it should be. Look, the Kane campaign, you disappointed me a lot at the World Cup. I was very hurt. Look, I'm even wearing England top, funny enough. You disappointed me a lot.
He put it back on just
And
for
you know
this.
what? You disappointed me a lot, and, I still have my question marks about your mentality. But we can work on that. What he is a league striker. He's a league. Cups, we haven't seen him deliver anything like that.
Yeah.
But he's a 38 game a season striker. Come to this side.
Bro.
Come to the dark side, the red.
devils, shaitans.
We're gonna deliver. We're gonna deliver. Bring us
100%.
Kane. Bring me Kane.
This summer?
Bring me Kane.
How much would you bid?
18 months on his contract. 70.
Levy.
70. Give us 70.
70 is a good start.
70.
I'll say 70 is a good start.
I can't even lie.
Do you know what?
70 is a good start.
50, and we'll give you Martial.
I knew he was gonna say that.
50 and Martial.
We reject.
For you, my friend. 50 and Martial. You know what I mean?
We reject.
For you, my friend. What?
We
My
reject.
friend.
No.
No.
Rashid. Come this way and feed North London.
Man said, wait, that's an MB off. They're both MBEs, no?
Him and David Lammy, come and do.
Man said, come and field Enfield.
Yo,
That's too funny.
Kane.
I can't lie.
And listen, United fans, if you're in the chat,
Kane as a Red
the
Devil
Kane
is so
campaign
funny.
has begun.
But he ain't got the source to pull off that announcement video.
Bro,
Who?
there's
No, we don't want to announce it. I want Kane like this.
just, yeah.
I'm happy to be a Manchester
That's
United player.
it.
You know what I mean? That's it. I just
Kane
want you
is
there.
no
That's it.
frills, no flair. Just come, bag goals, collect your trophy.
In fact,
I want it for Kane so his career can have that respect.
I want him in.
feel
I
like.
want him in suit and tie. I want him
like
in suit
Varane?
and tie, just like
Classic.
that.
Like Varane.
At the
Yeah.
half time.
And you know what I want? I want Teddy Sheringham.
knew you was gonna say
I want Teddy Sheringham working.
Teddy and Carrick.
Yeah, Sean Berbatov too. You know what I mean? All you Spursmen, all the Spursmen that came, all the Spursmen that came and lived their dreams.
I knew you was
at the
gonna say
theatre.
that. And you know what's so funny,
Bro.
Because where did Harry go on loan in the Championship on the teams?
Was it Leicester?
Millwall.
Millwall.
Teddy Sheringham.
Oh yeah. Listen, all the Spurs men that have come and lived your dreams at the theatre, Carrick, Sheringham, Berbatov. I might even be missing more.
Ericsson.
Ericsson.
I agree.
Come true,
Bro.
Come true. You see, there's a better life here. I've never seen Ericsson look so happy. He's
have I.
got this smile on his face. He didn't have that at Spurs.
Nah.
Didn't have that at Spurs.
Bro, miserable.
Hey, listen, bro.
Hey, you know if that happens, your club's done though.
What?
You guys are already.
Hello,
You're
Host
sliding
Kane.
back to the Kappa
Love
days.
Host
Hello.
Kane.
I've been saying this. I know we're done, baby.
It's alright, man.
And why
Listen.
are Spurs protesting like this? Like, why don't you guys remember where you came from?
Who?
Spurs.
Why are we
I'm hearing about
protesting like what?
protest about Enoch or
Enish.
ENIC.
Well,
and
the protest about
Well,
Enish.
it's a whole bunch of. Imagine basically someone playing with you, and then you never get to bus.
Wow.
That's the equivalent of what Levy has done to us as
Hey,
fans.
yo.
For 20 years,
Pause.
he is, you know,
What? He's been playing with you.
pretty much.
What with you?
I don't
Daniel
know.
Levy's been playing with you.
Yo,
Yo! Daniel Levy's been playing.
Hey, yo.
Did he make you bus? Daniel Levy didn't make you ride bus. That's what you're telling me, yeah? That's the headline. Daniel Levy.
Hey,
oh my God.
It's an analogy. You know what I mean?
Fuck the analogy, Nick. Fuck the analogy.
All I would say is, you see with Spurs, and I know it doesn't seem like you can see the future, yeah, but if I'm to joke around, you can hold a couple of WrestleManias, but if I'm to be serious, Newcastle suffered with Mike Ashley for so long. Yeah. But what the owner saw was a town that needed regeneration, a sleeping giant of a team that has heritage and just needs a bit of oomph. If you're looking at Spurs, it's in London, the stadium's there.
Bro, it's prime for a
someone,
serious owner.
For someone, potentially, that has a lot of capital money, you never know what can happen.
Bro,
You
it's-
never know. You can dream. You
It's
can
one
dream
of
of
those
a
clubs
takeover.
teetering, and that's the problem. We've been teetering on the edge for like over a decade now, and that's the frustration Spurs fans have. It's not a thing of, oh, we demand silverware. Nah, bro, just give us something at least. Give us some ambition. Don't keep getting us almost there, and then when we're nearly there, the funds get pulled,
Yeah.
or all of a sudden you're not backing the manager. It's
thing
like,
is, I feel like
you've hired two serial winners now in Jose and Conte, and both times it's how you've played shy in the market. You had Pochettino, who built you. You didn't want to back him because you were building a stadium. You've now got the stadium. What are you doing? Where's the funds from that?
bro,
I mean, the stadium's doing a great thing for the community, personally. As I said, thank you for NFL London.
Yeah,
I think Burna Boy concert is going to be there as well. That's great.
That's London.
Oh,
stadium,
and then
but-
who knows, man?
More funds we won't see.
I was talking in the comments. There might be WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you guys can have WrestleMania,
What I
wow,
would say is, I mean,
that'd be great.
If you think about
Can't
Bournemouth,
wait.
Service to the community.
If you look at
Fantastic club to me.
If you look at Bournemouth, I think Michael B. Jordan recently sort of bought them. I mean, Letitia Wright's there, Dan Kalua.
it's true, yeah.
If you shout these guys, they might do a cheeky bid.
Hey, even in Damson injured,
Damson-
he might put a bid in. No, Damson might put a bid in. You know what I mean? Yo, if you want to come and put a bid for Spurs, do your thing.
Trust me, man. For the man, them,
Nah,
Jet
man.
Spence might get some games finally. You never know, man. You never know.
Bro, just keep doing good things for the community. You know what I mean? I heard that Tottenham do great for the neighborhood crime rate as well. So keep doing your thing.
They
You know
put a
what I'm
new pitch
saying?
in your secondary school, didn't they?
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, I don't even know if it's called MPK these days. They're trying to gentrify it. You know what I mean? They've rebranded the school and all sorts. But listen, they need to rebrand that club and hopefully we get a new.
I hear it, man. Listen, man. Because
boarding.
of time, let's do champ and duds. I think we covered most of the headline stories. I've got a few like random champs. My champs, I don't know how to pronounce his surname.
Go on.
But
I'll help you.
The guy that scored the hat trick against Barcelona, that used to play for La Masia, plays for Intercity now. He's in the third league.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Scored a hat trick against them. They lost
Yeah, I saw the hat
4-3.
trick,
Yeah,
yeah.
Copa del Rey. But he bagged the hat trick. He's the first person to score a hat trick against them since Mbappe in 2021. For him, hold tight, you in it. Like now, they will remember your name by force. I respect that.
You know,
I can get behind that.
shout out Evan Ferguson.
Yes.
You looks a good little player. Shout out KB in my group chat, man. Irish boy. He's been talking about this guy.
Oh, is it
Hyping him
Bohemians?
up.
He was Bohemians' first team.
I have no idea, but all I
Bohemians'
know
first
is
teams.
my guy said that he's a good player, and since the 2 games, 2 goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to cook. He's the youngest. He's done some Michael Owen record anyway.
Yeah.
So big him up, man. That's living the dream, bro.
That's a good one. There's loads of duds as well, but who else we got champs? I don't know if it's a... Actually, no, it's a champ. Lucas Perez. I can't remember what team he was at, but he's a team in the Liga. You remember Lucas Perez, right? The one that played for Arsenal. But La Coruña, Deportivo. They used to be a proper side. Then the risk of
he took the
then the
pay
risk
cut.
of relegation from like maybe the third league. He said, "No, I got to go save them." And he took a pay cut to go enjoy them. to try and
What?
save them.
Yeah, and he was one of the top scorers in La Liga last year as well.
That's cold.
So
that's cold.
I'll give him a champ.
There's also Fulham. Well done to Fulham. Top
Yes.
10. You mentioned them a little bit, but big up Fulham for doing what they're doing. Mitrovic still
Willian.
scoring goals. Willian, not great assist
Whoa.
actually. But yeah, still scoring goals, man. So Mitrovic, man, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. This guy's a goal getter, man. So yeah, big him up, big up Fulham.
Yeah.
Who else is there? There's been a...
I think Brentford for that Liverpool result, I'll definitely give them
Yeah,
chance.
well, just in general, when it comes to top 6, they like to do their thing against top six.
Listen, oh yeah,
I mean, but actually-
RIP David Gold as well.
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
West Ham is disappointed. Couldn't get 3 points on the day David Gill passes
man.
away. Come on, do it for David,
on,
man.
man.
You better not lose their next home game.
Yeah, the bubbles.
If West Ham don't win the next home game, caught.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, legit. I'm
got-
with that.
That's
I've
actually
got-
not even
I'm
caught.
with
That's remand.
Straight, yeah,
That's
yeah,
remand.
No, it's not,
That's remand. That's remand. We have to think. Well, yeah, they
I've
have
got-
to be sentenced.
I've got Matoma as well, from going from university to,
Yeah.
Premier League techie man is insane.
University hype, blood.
That's
That's
saying
the-
uni's not. You're showing that uni's not everything. Yeah.
Bro, yeah, you know.
A man went from playing in football. Actually, no, he didn't play ACS football.
Did he graduate?
Come on, man.
What did he get? Did he get
ACS,
first?
He didn't play ACS.
Nah, bro.
I know his dissertation was in dribbling, and his dribbling ability is decent. So,
His dissertation was about dribbling.
yeah.
I need to read that. He needs to release
What
it.
type
like
of dribbling
Pep
are we talking?
Maybe people will be able to start clamping him, innit?
Did you hear what my man
Yeah,
said?
this guy's...
Come on, man. All right, let's go to duds. The Ronaldo situation is a bit dudgery from when the guy came out and said, I wanted to get Messi. Who? The guy came out and said, we were looking at Messi.
that was dumb. The manager, Rudy Garcia.
Oh,
He said we tried for Messi first. Some shit like that. I was like,
no way.
Yeah.
What, at the press conference?
I don't know when he said it.
But he said it in amongst that. He said officially, we'll try. We went
Well, I
for
know
Messi
Ronaldo
first.
at the press conference said he landed in South Africa. I said, brother, come on, man. They're paying you 100 and some million. Get the country right.
This one ain't a dud yet, but it's really funny. Yeah, they tried to make an agenda that Mbappe went on holiday with Hakimi because he didn't want to be there for the Messi.
Oh yeah.
And then they
but his
dragged-
brother, they dragged his little brother to be there.
So by force, we must have an Mbappe representative. Come on, Dobale.
So I've got to throw that one in there.
Facts,
I've got to throw that one there. Lampard, what have you done?
Lampard, bro.
Lampard, what have you done?
Bro, I said it to Lias, bro. I was like, yo, Lampard's aged like 15 years.
Nah, he's what?
You know that clip here when the guy,
I swear
they
to
finished
you.
his hair and he went, I'm finished.
Bro, yeah.
I'm trying to think of a player who's aged quicker post-retire. I can't think of one. I'm like,
Maybe Rudy.
Nah,
Maybe
oh,
Rudy.
oh my.
Hey,
Rudy.
someone in the comments, let's listen.
Rooney's disgusting.
So-
that is disgusting.
Like, man, we need Rudy on stoppage one day, bro.
I will tell him how. How did you get like this?
Hey, bro, someone said that Lowski's a dud of the week for the
Yeah, come on.
What happened?
Nah, it's just move on, man. Move on.
Man said behold me. There was a few
I'm
other
trying to
duds. Man, Southampton. Big
they're
dud.
going, man, they're
I said it before.
Yeah.
Nathan Jones isn't the man. You think he's a
Luton manager.
Came in, 4 losses. You man are going down.
Wow.
You man are going down.
Not even 1 ounce of new manager pounds.
Wow.
I can't lie.
They said, what? We're going to do worse.
I can't lie. For what it's worth and for what Bowley's doing at Chelsea, Bella Ketchup, if you want, we can give you a 7.5 year deal as well.
He can come to us. He can come.
Yeah,
we need
but
centre backs.
When there's 7.5 year deals on the table, you think he's joining you, man? Come on, join us
Nah,
in
there's
7.5
like
years.
Levi Cole away. Go away, man. You
I
man
can't
are
even
just
lie.
hoarding, bruv.
Chelsea have to get a Dudley for the whole Enzo situation as well.
Oh yeah, that's what I was
is
gonna say,
big.
yeah. I had Chelsea lined up.
That is big Dudley.
Facts.
What other Dudley did I see?
Imagine agreeing to pay a release clause, to talk to the player,
And then to loan
agreeing
him.
with the player, and then going back to the club and saying,
Yeah.
"Yo, look,
Actually-
why don't we take a third off and we'll give you one of our shit players?"
Yeah. And the player was probably... Who do you think the player probably was, bro? It was probably like...
Charlie Musonda.
They said
Probably Ziyech or something.
No, they
innit?
said for fun.
Man said Masonda.
Son doesn't play for us anymore.
This guy is tapped, bro.
So tough.
Hey, give
Oh,
Masonda
no,
a
actually,
champion.
he
yeah,
played for
yeah.
Levante. He
He's
made his
first
first
game
game in like 4 years.
4 years.
Hey,
First
fair
up.
play,
Well
actually.
done. Good bad man.
Good
yeah.
recollection. Well done.
Bad man, you right there, bro. And
They're saying
there was one more that
a random one. It's not Dudley yet, but did you see the game, the kickoffs of the Serie A games?
No.
more in the daytime.
Bro, midweek, 11 a.m.
No, Serie A is always early.
Yeah, but I don't. But who? Why?
Italy's a jobless country. Sorry.
You got something on your chin. But it's like, why is this happening, bro? I'm seeing
old population.
Oh
is
yeah, so
retired.
go. I'm like, wait, excuse me. Oh, mad.
Last one, actually, Liverpool going 3-1 down, first and foremost. Was it 3-1? Yeah, 3-1
Yeah.
down. And then Robertson trying to do...
It's still 0-0.
Yeah.
It's still 0-0.
Boys, what's going on?
It's
You know
still
what I mean?
0-0.
I thought you guys
Hey,
were mentality monsters.
Did you see the look on their faces? On?
I mean?
They weren't listening. You think
like,
Nunes
brother.
can understand Robertson? He can barely understand English.
Bro, they're like, listen, the game's done. Man.
I'll give
you know what I
one-
mean? Fake passion.
subbed on and off.
Abba's got to take a dud. Oh, we got bare duds. We got
Abba getting subbed on and off. Come on.
No, Abba's getting subbed on and off, yeah. And Abba for the year. You know how they say your life can change in 1 year?
But I wouldn't say because he's done well at Barcelona.
No. But for where he was, like, to be back where
Yeah.
you were after a year.
That's
I mean,
true.
I know that he wanted to, after the burglary and everything. I know, like, I get it.
Yeah, he should have just stayed put like Memphis.
should've done it- he should've done it the
Just
young.
say I ain't going
Yeah, he
nowhere.
should've done
bruh.
it the young.
You know what I mean? But that's
But-
about it probably.
It is there was one other that I wanted to give, but I think I forgot it.
Probably just tweet it.
Oh no! It was the Lukaku Napoli situation. Napoli lost. They tried to laugh at Lukaku. Lukaku's performance wasn't great, but you man held the L. So
Oh, Napoli lost, yeah?
Yeah,
they
of course
lost.
they lost, bruv. Second half of the season, you don't know Napoli. you lot fell for that Napoli first half of the season, guess.
What is that?
Yeah, some Serie A casuals.
But yeah, I think that's all of our champs and our duds. Obviously, FA Cup weekend.
I'm gonna be at OT tomorrow. Box settings.
Woo! The pie, you like the pie, don't it? You like remember the pie? Remember this guy was chatting rubbish. But when I take it,
when it's Moses and Pro Sandwich, how you getting there, big man?
What?
How you getting there?
Don't worry, mate.
Oh, interesting.
this year. But when I said Cam,
You see it?
I said Cam.
I'm the only one getting blackballed from the industry.
No, man. But you played on your pitch, you waste, man. You played on your pitch, and they gave you a top, and they sent you a highlight reel of your performance, Kevin, man.
Don't worry about me. Listen, we don't do pies, man. We do steak. We do steak, medium rare as well. Make it medium rare. Medium, actually. Medium.
Well done?
Medium. Well done. Come on, man.
You
That's
like
a Bush
eating
uncle,
blood?
man. It's a Bush uncle.
You like eating blood?
What you say?
You like eating blood?
Do I like
That's
eating
what I'm
blood?
saying, bro. I don't
Like a
like
vampire, man.
I don't want to see
Like a
no blood
vampire.
on my steak, man.
Nah, man. That gives it the juice, the flavor. Just mix it with the veg. Give me a little chip.
Veg.
Woo! Woo! Well done. Them dusty thing that's got.
Janet and gravy is all that.
No.
Come like
Man are
Shaki.
doing this.
Come like
the table doing
Shaki.
cutting your food. The table was like blah 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 blah.
You got
You know what I mean?
who are the legends that come? Who's one of those that
You man are scaring the hose.
You got Steve Bruce. Look at this uncultured fella over here.
Bro, man are on dates scaring the hose with the well done steak. You know she's trying to sit there. You know she's trying to sit there and look pretty.
She's trying to snap it for Insta.
She's trying to look pretty.
The table's going. Like, you know when your clutch is like
You know when they got nice little chest as well and it's sitting on the table. Man, they just want to look pretty. They just want to post for Instagram.
And listen,
what's going on?
if you're not gonna order the right steak, get the sea bass on site, man. Get something a bit more palatable, so easier.
What's wrong
Nah,
with the
you
man,
kill
fam?
me, bro.
Medium or
All this
medium
other
rare.
well done. Nah.
Come on,
I'm
man.
sticking to my well done.
Medium well is like
Hey, man.
medium.
Man want their food mooing at them when they... Nah,
That's too dumb.
come
Listen,
on, man.
like we said, man, like, share, subscribe, get locked in, listen afterwards, leave your comments in.
Where else can you
We
get
appreciate
football
everything.
analysis and steak
Listen,
analysis,
come on, man. Listen, man. You know what to do. When the big games are back, we will be here. We've got a few things coming for you as well, so make sure your notifications are on. Honestly, it's pivotal. Notifications on.
Yeah.
Share, subscribe. Important. Follow us on Twitter as well. Elon, I don't like what you're doing. I'm not seeing the man them's tweet so much anymore. He's messed up the thing. So make sure you go on, to make sure the Twitter's working, make sure you go on at us on Twitter just to see, so we can see the numbers are still there, you get me? But yeah, like, share, subscribe. We'll be back soon. We're out.
Come on.
And 420.
OT. 11 miles live. OT.